I really like the Shopify draft. I feel like this Naga was really hard for Boom to answer.
Yeah.
I don't think they found the right answer with the Tiny. Honestly, with the time they had, I would not have found a better answer either.
From Boom is very good at keeping the tempo. If they get the ball rolling, if they get the blink initiation on MOUZ, blink on Tiny, you have heroes that you can easily play with. Sacred in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, they use that illusion for information, and they got everything they needed out of it. They'll go to the hoof stomp. It lands on a 3 heroes, so Sacred, God's Rebuke, but he'll end up dead. They'll try to get the trade on a Saberlight, who ends up falling to Panda. So they do, in fact, get a trade out of that.
Because it's a bit of a 50-50. A lot of people are like, oh, Hoodwink's OP, then you'll have a couple of guys complaining that Hoodwink sucks. I'll hold that thought.
Yeah, Bushwhack on Arteezy, but he's chasing Sacred, trying to get a kill here onto the MOUZ. They've got the glimpse back into the hands of the Naga Siren. Should be able to get the MOUZ. Now the question is, do they also get Knight? Glimpse is on
another
cooldown for so long,
so
but they do
should be dead here if they manage to get the connection. There it is.
Is that enough? Fairy Fire, Thunderstrike.
Very close.
Just not enough.
That extra tower protection, extra HP regen, and some extra armor. Saberlight.
Pulled the Nightmare there. Sumail under the tower in a lot of trouble, and he's going to drop. That is Satom's making easy work of Sumail. So like you said, he wants that Manta style, and that's the build after these boots. Saberlight taking a lot of damage as Blood Grenade was thrown on him, and a couple of right clicks because he's going to get that kill on the Saberlight. Not much Kitrak can do. Level 6 went 3-1-2 for Arteezy, so it's the long wraparound. TP's coming through, but it's not looking like it's going to be in time from Kitrak. They've got the spear, the bushwhack, but yeah, the damage is enough to overwhelm Arteezy. Panda getting closer to 6, so is Knight. Hoof Stomp, Nightmare. Because with the Brain Sap, the waveform, they're looking for a high 5, and Saberlight just too far forward. Meanwhile, the stacks that are being made or have been made by GH are going to be stolen by the side of Boom Esports as well. They have this OBS that saw this going down, and the rotation's coming in, but it seems to be a little bit later. Maybe GH just beating himself well enough where they can come through and help out. Here comes Arteezy. Sumail's in with the Meld Strike. A couple more right clicks. They should be able to get the kill here onto the Hoodwink. Now they look over at Sacred, who throws down the arena. The glimpse back towards Sumail and Arteezy. Actually puts him in a perfect spot for them to get this kill, and they'll take out 2.
14-second cooldown stun that you need to set up with your first ability. So if you miss it, you're kind of useless. But that's
another Static Storm. Got the Stampede. They'll get the kill. Yeah, well, with everybody there. Stampede, Glimpse, Sacred, hit with the Hoof Stomp. Good Bushwhack, but it's not going to matter potentially with the right clicks from Sumail. But with the arena up, he can't put that extra damage out. They've got the Avalanche, the turnaround, and boom. The Bushwhack mattered, and they do get the kill on a Saberlight. Now MOUZ has that Blink Dagger, by the way. So Sacred, BKB, and Blink Dagger. More movement available to the side of Boom Esports. They're going to smoke up after the Roche was given up.
They want to catch somebody because Sumail just TP'd mid and he's going.
Avalanche toss, Bushwhack. He never even touched the ground on my screen. AKA just a point booster.
I have to double check every single time you say an item is getting close.
Oh, first song. They're going to try and get this Static Storm. Good arena and Spear. Bushwhack combo. Not able to use that Static Storm, but they'll go for the TP out. They've got an amplified damage onto Sumail, so he's going to throw out some hard right shifts on a Sacred. Yeah, what? He's going the other way. Because Stampede used, right clicks in, Sacred gone, double kill there for Kitrak.
Oh man, what it's supposed to be a really good fight for Boom, because it was a nice counter initiation from Sacred.
Oh, Panda!
Catches him off guard, doesn't get the Static Storm, and then he shifts backwards. It's like, yeah, as a Bane player, I experienced that yesterday. Because
Static Storm again. Oh, he's dead once more. He's in a buyback, 50 seconds. And they're right on the stairs. Satoms. Nightmare. Spear attempt, but the sharpshooter with the ensnare. Oh boy. Yeah, that one not the 3-second grip. They'll get the kill in a Knight and Slotum. They'll look over at Panda. And he's in the Shadow Amulet, but he has to start to run. He'll end up dead. That's 4 heroes gone, and GG is called. And Shopify take game 1.
The one who calls it is Slotums. This is a 26-minute game. He knows that Tiny, when he misses the timing from the mid lane, things are gonna look very difficult. Like, he got one big solo kill on a Sumail, and then he got...
It's a lot of poke. There's not, other than X-Mark and then maybe Weaver, sorry, Dark Willow, there's not perfect control for him. He does do plenty of damage. He can itemize with Scardy and stuff like that if he wants to pressure. But I feel like this is the type of game now where...
They did see Kunkka. Sometimes it can be a difficult matchup. X marks the spot against Weaver can cause a lot of issues.
And they're right under the tower. They really don't care.
He's fine. He has a lot of Magic 1 charges, Fairy Fire. He's fine for now, I say. Let's see if they decide to dive.
They don't have a lot of mana left on Pakaz, but it might just be enough to get this kill now on a Saberlight, who's going to try and juke around this tower, but make some Eidolons, and well, he'll end up dead.
Saberlight's like, bro, you should have died there. Maybe they, they wouldn't go for me. 3, ooh, needs to go for the blind one. He caught a glimpse.
Nice.
Okay, he got a vision of him. So homing missile. Super aggressive plays coming out from BetBoom Esports. These early stages are easy.
Sacred.
On Sacred.
Trying to make a move into the Shadow Realm once again. Knight will just survive.
Another Shikuchi in a second. He's going to go for it.
He's going to try and get this kill tonight. Knight tries to get up the steps, but it's not going to work out. Now, Sacred, even with Sumail, they smoke up. They're actually going to run right into this dire side. Shopify have to be careful. They'll look over at GH. There's an avalanche and starting to get some distance, but we'll walk back into him while trying to get the bounty rune. They'll bring over Pakaz. Toss up into the air, slowing him up. Illuminate. How much of a deterrent is this going to be? They'll X pull him back into the Torrent, and they'll get the kill on a GH, so the Illuminate doesn't deter.
They're making a move one more time. Round 2, let's go.
Trying to chase Pakaz again. Does have that Solar Bind, which he'll immediately use on a Pakaz. They've got the break with the Sharpshooter, and they'll get that kill. Luckily for him, he bought out on the point booster, went north towards that secret shop. Sacred, though, doesn't have Primal Split, so the Illuminate will fly in, and Sumail will get the kill.
I think Solar Bind might be the most annoying ability in the game.
It's very frustrating. Avalanche toss with another Illuminate, and down goes Panda.
Very good read from Shopify. Deso Shard type of a build where he needs to be more in the front line, and I think this time around, because you are playing into Brewmaster, you're playing into Bristleback, having magical damage is going to be really good, and also Gleipnir. They are taking out multiple times, so you'll need to have something.
Bushwhack on the 2, and Slotums trying to get the kill on a Saberlight, goes into the black hole, but immediately stopped due to the damage. Koss took that through the Quill Sprays back, so Arteezy comes over and they relocate out. Back
good
over
catch.
mid.
That Yule Scepter coming into play.
And the Solar Bind and the Bushwhack.
Acorn shot is coming.
So off that, they know the BKB's down. They smoke up again. They'll look. They've got Sumail over mid. Yule's Illuminate. Now the Bramble Maze is down. They'll go to the Ghost Ship, but Yule's used by Slotums. Damage not done into Sumail, who throw that Blinding Light out. Has the Solar Bind onto this Kunkka. The Bushwhack comes in. The Illuminate's going to be thrown over, and Sacred's going to come in with the Primal Split, as well as the Relocate coming up from Pakaz, as well as Panda. They're coming from behind enemy lines.
Got
They're
the
trying
heal
to get
off.
the kill to Sumail. Had that heal thanks to the Illuminate in the daytime. Yule's in the air again, but just extending what seems
Heals
to be
himself a
inevitable.
bit
But
more.
Yule's is up this Kunkka. Now Slotums is in trouble with Arteezy coming from behind. They get the kill to Sumail. They'll end up losing him. The Black Hole's in on the 2, but the Terrorize. Oh, stopping it again. And look at all these quills stacking up onto the Saberlight. They'll get the kill to the Enigma. That's 3 heroes dead on the side of Shopify as they are chasing for more. They want Arteezy, who is without this BKB for 5 more seconds and will die. GH gets Knight in return and now needs to run for Pakaz, but it is looking like they can chase him under the tier 1 tower, and this should be a full team wipe for the side of BetBoom.
There's so much damage on the ground, like so much overtime damage coming up from these heroes. Radiance Burn, multiple Quill Sprays. I want to see damage dealt by Bristleback. 6,000 damage, there it is. 5,000 damage coming up from Brewmaster because he was not focused in the previous fight. So they have a pretty free reign. If he gets the split off, then you get hit by random torrents. Sumail did one hell of a job buying a lot of time for himself.
Avalanche, Panda, Illuminated.
Cyclone.
Tethering over, Void Panda throws him backwards. Sacred's gonna be back to form. Throw the Brambles down again. Arteezy with the BKB. He's gonna try and output some damage. They're just not breaking through this outer shell of Boom at all.
Nobody's dying. They're tickling them with the damage. These Gleipnirs, Acorn shots are not doing much. Sacred did use Refresher. Slow siege from Boom Esports.
They could really just take this Rex and leave, but Torrent lands, Curse Crown pops. There's another Avalanche and toss out of Kaz, but he goes to the Wind Waker immediately. Sotoms is going to jump in here. The Sharpshooter misses again. Torrent Storm going to send a lot of these heroes into the air. Saberlight taking so much damage. He's got buyback, but Arteezy's dead with no buyback.
That might just be the game.
100 seconds, no Weaver.
Torrent Storm clipping on multiple heroes.
Stop.
And that's game.
There is just no way back into this one for Shopify at this point, unless
they also have pandas, so basically they have 5 pandas because their position 5 player is called that. So
there go the tier 4s. They've got the Hex. The tidal wave is on to Sumail. They'll start to work on this throne. Right clicks from Sacred just onto the throne, not worrying about anything else. Torrent Storm bouncing Gia jump into the air. They finally have Arteezy back. What can they do with this? Bushwhack's going to land on a Pikaz. They go to the Primal Split. They'll focus the throne. And this is looking like that's it, and it will be as Boom force a Game 3 with Shopify Rebellion.
that was such a clean.
Yeah, I think Shopify, this is the type of game you pick when you're one game away from getting eliminated. As long as you don't lose the early game and full grip of the game, you will be able to make any move you want 30 minutes plus into it, and that's probably what you want.
In terms of heroes that they gave them,
Yeah. Like to see Sacred back on the Brewmaster, to see the
Sacred
back in
did
the game.
not have that good of a game early on. He was the one
Kaz?
to get as much farm, but Kaz,
Drop for First Blood. Will Saberlight changing his fortune. I mean, that was definitely a big switch from Game 2 to Game 3 on that one already. He feels pretty safe, I would say. As I say that, I feel like I almost eat those words immediately. But Hoodwink in the turnaround, they've got the Lucent Beam, Saberlight on the run. Bushwhack hits on a Kid Track, and they're looking to get the kill on a Saberlight. They'll Nightmare him up. They should get both, and will.
that's such a nice play from Knight. First Knight falls, he comes down to the bottom lane, which leaves Sacred open.
Acorn shot bounces back and forth twice. Total of 4 bounces, but hit him both 2 times. 3-man stun. Sumail's down here. Uh-oh.
That's
Trap,
a case to TA.
Bushwhack. Sumail on the run. That's going to be one. They're looking
That's
for
a
another.
triple kill,
Pikaz
most
is in
likely.
so much trouble. Forced to bring Slottums down here with the disruption being
Slottums
used.
TP's in.
Panda
They needed that.
moving forward, but back towards Sumail, and he's found an opportunity to go for this kill, but there is a Nightmare, which will be pulled off thanks to the disruption illusions. So Sumail running down Panda, has another trap, will slow him up, and needs a couple more right clicks to get this kill and maybe work his attention on a Pikaz, but the Melon Strike's not enough. Now Pikaz comes back in, they've got the X, they have Knight back into it. Icarus dive from GH
is here.
Torn up into the air, so those refractions are going to be gone, but they've got the disruption. That will save the refraction as well as the life potentially of Sumail, but it is just retreating. Controls Kid Track, they bring Zotoms as well as Pikaz here. They've got the X. Pulling back early, the Torrent, the Blood Grenade. Kid Track's got disruption if need be. Ghost Ship will be off the mark, won't hit Kid Track. Now they've got themselves the Hoof Stomp, the Body Block, Saberlight. For a second there, he just feels like
Saberlight
a brick
is
wall.
built different. Yeah, he's just body blocking people. Looks like a stun every
Stampede
single time.
Gets ahead of the Bushwhack, sticking with Zotoms, the Acorn shot, now the Chrono on a 3, and he doesn't get any of his own
With the
teammates.
egg combo.
Perfect. Oh, Arteezy. Pikaz on the run, now needs to get out of here. Icarus dive over, there's the Blood Grenade. Sacred's gonna TP, but this is well late. Maybe with this split, he can save Pikaz, but Saberlight's got his attention onto the Luna, and Arteezy looking to go the other way. With these heroes respawning, they'll be back into the fight, the disruption to avoid that boulder being chucked by Sacred, but it looks like KidTrack's dead, but to who? It will be Sacred and not the neutrals. Little luck there for Arteezy, but Zlatoms is starting to edge towards these steps. They do have Primal Split as well. And they'll go to the Ghost Ship. They've got the Fiend's Grip from
Egg
behind.
immediately.
Egg is immediate, but not in time. It stuns everybody, but there's nothing there to follow that up, and it's a kill on Arteezy, one desperately needed for Boom. Kaz is here, Cyclone up into the air. Already used that Icarus dive, so got the Torrent, have the damage. GH will be joining Arteezy.
Sumail. Whew. Almost one-shots Hoodwink there.
Oh, yeah.
And Radiant's completed this time. Saberlight also making a move with his Blink Dagger, so that's going to be a tower, which opens up the map.
Truthfully, something we got rid of in terms of so many heroes with status resistance. But you see how strong it is there for Sacred. Go to the Stampede, they'll try to run. They have that silence on
doesn't have mana for it. Oh, man.
They had the silence thanks to the shard from the TA. Fiend's Grip onto Sumail.
It's a good egg.
Egg coming through. The damage, though, still in a Saberlight, enough to get the kill. The Nightmare's going to be pulled off or put on himself from Panda. This is Deso timing looking like, yeah, about 19 minutes.
Panda.
And Saberlight again, Sunray,
take that
Nightmare.
gank.
They'll pull it off, and they'll stop the Sunray to do so. And then a meld strike with a couple of right clicks, and down goes Panda. Arteezy now. Will time walk away. Ghost Ship was committed. Oh, Torrent right as he threw the Chrono, so now Arteezy has to leave.
It's JK Chrono.
Yeah, seriously. KidTrack's gonna die here to the Eclipse of Pakaz, but they found this Luna. They don't want to allow him that opportunity to TP out, but in doing so, now they don't go to the hook stop. They've got the turnaround with the Bushwhack as well as this sharpshooter from Hoodwink. So they get two. GH on the run. It's gonna be 3 heroes that die here from the side of Shopify.
Big kill.
Just like that, this game is even. Make something happen here. Boom are the aggressors for the last 5 minutes or so, and they land that Torrent. It's going to be through in a KidTrack. He's got to try and run away and survive, but the Ghost Ship comes in. The hoof stop's going to be there. KidTrack survives a little bit longer, but it won't be enough. Knight again off from the side, has that Bushwhack, but the damage from Sumail is too much for him. They'll end up getting the kill.
There's
the
the
Void
grip.
Panda pulls him back into the Fiend's Grip, but it's going to be stopped thanks to the Shard of TA again with that trap. But Zlatoms has the damage, and they get the kill to Saberlight anyway. Ooh, going Axe. Okay.
Banes,
Blink
they
Axe.
can catch a break. Yeah,
Not at all.
holding on to Philosopher's Stone. Break mechanic is going to be pretty massive against Luna, removing a lot of their damage, Lunar Blessing and Moonglaves.
Sumail, no fear. Jumps in, the Torrent
That's
onto
hard.
2. Disruption onto Sumail, and that's going to try and save him, but the Eclipse, the Meld, it doesn't matter. They both die. They
guys?
wanted Pakaz and just jumped in to die.
That's the power of the Shard, taking the reduced damage and also having level 20 talent, 1 Loosen Beam, Eclipse.
Chrono for Knight.
Oh, Knight. 500 gold for him, but this should be a free tier 2 tower in the mid lane, and they might even go for more, because
They TP'd, and they're going to try, I think, to walk it over.
Really
with the
slow
but it's
smoke.
just so slow. And now with Arteezy here, they'll get the Aegis, and they'll leave Roche's banner? No. KidTrack finally went back in and picked it up. They still try to fight this. Torrent, Lucid Beam, Bushwhack, the damage
They're
on
gonna burst him
Arteezy.
one time.
Aegis is gone. They already used the clips, though, so maybe this fight doesn't go as well for Boom the second time around with Arteezy back up. And they've got the stun, they've got the Lucid Beam, the damage with the con. They're going to go to the Fiend's Grip, but they've got themselves the disruption. Sunray right on a little bit of the
Torrent
super
hit
hill,
him.
and the Torrent Storm's going to hit him as well.
They're
They
gonna
get the
burst
kill
him down
to
twice.
Arteezy. He never is able to do anything in that fight. KidTrack ends up falling with the BKB's being popped by Saberlight as well as Sumail. They'll TP out. Well done by Boom.
oh, what a disastrous fight for Shopify.
And that didn't
Good
cost
kill.
them the Chrono this time.
No, didn't commit. 500 gold coming out from that one.
Uh-oh. BKB. Panda
Fiend's
coming
Grip.
over.
Got
Fiend's
him.
Grip. Uh-oh, Arteezy. He needs help. He needs
He's
allies.
alone. They do
He
have
is
Hex.
all alone. They've got themselves the Torrent. Now they'll look with the Eclipse. The damage is certainly there. They'll get the kill to Arteezy. He does not have buyback again. And that was because he bought the MKB.
Ooh, 90 seconds without Arteezy. It's time to go. No Shadow Demon. He needs to pop his buyback immediately.
Backdoor protection.
Seems like they don't care about backdoor protection. All of these illusions, Luna Aura, she also has Refresher. Brewmaster with another split if necessary. Refresher Orb at the ready.
Hex, Sumail, tidal waved. Uh-oh. Disruption, and I believe BKB being popped here by the Luna as well as Sumail. They're going to get the damage on the Kid Track. He bought back. He's dead for 75 seconds. The Supernova is going to get off. Yes, it will. Right click's coming through on a Pakaz. He doesn't have an Aegis, but it's not going to matter. Swantom's seeing it on the base. They've got the tidal wave to push back Saberlight. They land the Tor. They go over to Sumail. They'll go and find themselves the Hex, but he's on the run. Right click's coming through once again. Saberlight's going to fall. He doesn't have buyback. And it's 2 against the world. Tidal wave pulled out of the well.
There's so much shit on the ground. All these bouncing from the glaives, Radiance Burn, 3 Manta styles on the same team. And this just might be it. They have one attempt with the Chrono in 15 seconds.
Don't even know if they'll get that far.
No
Hex
glyph.
and buyback. Throne exposed.
Long 12
trying
seconds.
to eliminate Shopify. Right clicks through. Is it going to be enough? Sacred again, just focusing the throne. They've got the Melt Strike. They finally get the count of the Kagame. Because is going to pop the BKB. Just go for the throne and finish the game. That's all he wants, and he'll get it. Boom! With the reverse sweep over Shopify to move.